Welcome back to Engage on All Fronts, your one and only podcast for all things Warhammer and maybe other things. We are back this week after a little break, inadvertently. Apologies for that. We're here to talk about 11th edition. Yet again, it's the hot newness. We're talking.
I hear it's what the algorithm dictates.
It's what it demands. It craves.
But
the
we
algorithm
are,
craves 11th
like you said,
edition.
we are slightly behind. So this is more of a leisurely discussion around 11th edition.
Yeah.
Post reveal thoughts.
Us two are idiots, so no one comes to us for like information about these things. They come to Logan.
They do.
Not
They
us.
do. They do. He was like the original live stream we did. He was on it, man. He was. I got to give him props for that. Yeah, very, very good.
Maybe we could just put out that version with only my audio on it.
I did say that to Lawrence as well. I was like, this guy, you can tell he does it professionally for a job. Like, I should have just muted my mic and just logged off anyway, because it was so good. But yeah, we should definitely see.
It's all good.
But we're back to Armageddon.
Yeah.
We're taking a trip back to the war world, the famous Armageddon,
The Eternal War.
the
Yes.
Eternal War. And joining us this
Isn't that all
time,
just 40Ks?
surprisingly,
Don't worry though, because in the Garrick book, things have gone back to normal. And don't worry, because Marnius Calgar's coming. Morgan.
Yes!
So
Mm-hmm.
he's there to take over. They're sending middle management over, ruining everything. For
I mean, it
your-
couldn't be a
your
war
people
zone
at
without-
Dunder Mifflin.
without Karga.
Yeah.
It's not
Fucking
canon.
Marnius Calgar.
Anything that happens without him is not canon. Let's just put it that way.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Launched
so
out of a fucking cannon.
surprisingly, in the box we have
Mm.
Space Marines. It's a big surprise.
Really?
Yeah, really big surprise. I was really taken away by this
Damn.
one. It's nice to see them return.
Yeah.
But I'm obviously I speak in jest because as the poster boys of the hobby, they come back every time. But this
Yep.
time, really exciting, orcs that have new huge torsos and muscle mass and
Completely
throw-
changed the proportions, haven't they?
completely changed.
Yeah.
And
They took
they're
away
really,
the BBLs.
They're really big.
Can we just talk about the disparity as well between the excitement of so me and Morgan are like Space Marine super fanboys, right? That's what
Yeah.
we're here for. Show me your power armor, please respond. And the disparity
Power
in
armor
the
or get the fuck
excitement
out.
that we had for the new orcs all the way up here. Wow, that looks cool as fuck.
Yep.
Yo, this is incredible. And then
Yeah.
here's your remade Space Marines with no new units, no new characters, which is very surprising. They
Tell 'em
normally
how it
give
is.
you a brand new character. And like the big selling point is they've got Mark 7 faceplates on the Tacticus armor helmets and a few
Mhm.
studs on. It was kind of like dull, I have to say. It was quite dull. Apart from the chaplain, who I will shill for eternally, my beautiful, beautiful boy. But other than that, Marine's pretty dull. Orcs, big win.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like the captain. The captain with the shield. He looked
Yeah.
cool. But the rest of it was just things that we've all been kit bashing anyway for the past, 6 years.
It's
Yes.
hard though, right?
Yeah.
Because the captain is a model that we have already. Sword and board captain. We've got a sword and board
It's just
captain.
it's a
He was
blade
2
guard.
editions ago. Yeah? He was
Yeah.
2 editions ago. We got sword and board captain. It's a beautiful sculpt. I'm not going to pretend it's not a beautiful sculpt, but it's hard to get excited for the same. Another 10 intercessors. We've got Vanguard veterans that are much more reminiscent of the original metal ones that are just basically normal Marines in armor with a very slight elevated level of trinkets and decoration rather than, all of the pageantry that we did get from Blade Guard, which is a great reference point. We've got Eradicators with different guns. We've got the Land Speeder's cool, but it's again another redo of a model that's a million years old. What else have we got in there? That's about it, right?
Yeah. So
The Librarian is a resculpt of an old sculpt. Again,
The Ancient. That we've got
the Ancient's
10
pretty cool,
billion
but yeah,
Ancients.
you're right. So there's
Yeah.
not really anything completely new in there. It's all.
But
like...
what do you do? What do you do if you're Games Workshop, Warhammer, and you have to put out a new box? And granted, weren't these designed like 4 years ago or something?
You cycle stuff,
like,
and you put stuff, you legend stuff out, and you keep bringing new things in.
So there are these rumors about like all like Firstborn going to Legends, right?
That's a given. I'm talking about like Primaris stuff because they did it with Stormcast Eternals, right? By 3rd edition of Sigmar, they'd legend stuff from 1st edition because they can't like produce that many different kits for starters. It's just not viable for them to keep all of that in stock and just cycle through. I'm down with alternatives. It's funny as well because we've spoken about at length about like alternative sculpts. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
But there's just nothing new. It's the nothing new in there that's like bothering me.
But also, like in the lore, there can't be anything new for Space Marines, right?
No, that's not true.
Old...
There can generally vehicles. There can be. You can always get some new vehicles or some updates. I think.
Yeah, but you're not gonna have like a new Space Marine for the most part, are you?
No.
They're all like 10,000 years old or whatever. Like there is nothing
you can
add to Space Marines because the lore is there to be like.
Here's a good example, right? In the Leviathan box, we've got lieutenant with combi weapon, which is just a Space Marine lieutenant in Phobos armor, but he happens to be like stuck behind enemy lines, Sly Marbo style. And that was its own distinct unit that had its own rules. It was a really cool sculpt. Then we had the Apothecary Biologist, which is effectively just an apothecary in Gravis armor. There's loads of stuff that we don't have yet. We don't have lieutenants in Gravis armor.
The ballistic thread in the Leviathan. Like if you compare this to the Leviathan, it's basically I think it's something like 10 new units in the Leviathan box set compared to the Armageddon, which is mainly just redos and rehashes. So as like a long-term Space Marine collector, there is no need to buy the box unless, and I think nowadays where everyone's like a little bit more tightening the purse strings on their spending, it's like it's a want, not a need. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's a nice to have. I would like it. But also, I could wait till I think they're doing like a starter box that I've seen, which has most of the Space Marine side in it anyway. Avoid the orcs.
My best example is this. I bought 3 versions of the Indomitus box. I've got 3 Indomitus boxes. I bought 1 version of the Leviathan box and then bought a couple of bits off of eBay. I think in this box, I'm just going to buy the box and maybe I'll want a Chaplain and some Vanguard to kit bash, but other than that, like I don't need multiples really of any of the stuff that's in here. It doesn't spark joy. Whereas the orc stuff, I know there's a lot of redos in the orcs, but they needed redos, like they were desperately in need of, and they're redos that are vastly new takes on what we had previously, whereas the Marine stuff feels either it's existing kits that we already have and don't need, or they feel like AI has just upscaled the old Firstborn versions into Primaris, which obviously hasn't happened. They've got talented artists that do create this stuff, but
and also these were made like 4 years ago, something, right? So
yeah.
I have a theory, and I think it is there was initially more planned for this box. Like there's going to be more in it, but because of how shit the economy is, they have taken things out. I think that bikers were meant to be in the launch box, like for the Space Marines. I reckon
the orcs have just leaked bikers too, so it could have been double bikers.
I think Space Marine bikers were meant to be in there.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that some sort of Outriders for Space Marines were like grav bikes.
Right? Oh, grav versions.
Yeah, I reckon it was grav bikes, bikes for orcs.
You probably see an attack bike at some point as well, because we're missing. That's the one thing that's going to get redone, I reckon, is that buggy, because that buggy was a whole thing.
No, that's getting legend. From what I've seen,
they need to fill that role. I guess they're trying to fill it with the landscape.
I don't think they do. I really don't think they do.
No, but you
I
know
think
the old
that
attack
role
bike. You know the
is
old
dead.
like sidecar little. It's nice
It's
to
so
have.
goofy.
It's
It's
nice
so
to have.
goofy.
It's a
I don't
Raven.
think
It's a
happening.
Raven Guard special, Deathwing, whatever it is. Raven Wing special, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think Ravenwing's going to get its own like release later on. But I think they're going to do grav bikes first, and then do like Ravenwing grav bikes and stuff like that. I mean, that's what I would do, but I'm not in charge of GW.
How do you feel about a full white Scar Force of grav bikes instead of motorbikes? Does that feel like sacrilege to you?
Hard
Do you know
as
what I mean?
fuck.
Do you think?
Nah, that sounds sick. That sounds sick.
Do you not
If
lose,
Saboden
like, the
Khan can
mud
get a grav
from-
bike,
Yeah,
nah.
he does look cool on that. To be fair, like
They should be faster than something with wheels. They should be like looking laser beams.
I think I think it takes away from that like, grounded nature of 40k when it's obviously like not grounded at all. But you know what I mean? Like
It's
wheels
never been
still
grounded,
work.
yeah.
Wheels
You've got
still
dudes
work.
attacking each other with chainsaws. Like it's not normal.
Nah,
Like-
I get it. So yeah, like obviously, I think it seems like we're 70% happy with the box, right? It's not a miss, but it's not hitting.
I mean, I'd say 65% happy.
Well,
because
you
the
wouldn't
orcs,
buy it anyway, would you? Really, that's not your.
I would. I'm looking forward to the cheap orc bits. Like when I bought loads of Tyranids, even though I don't need them with Leviathan.
Yeah.
Because they're push fit, so they're going to be cheap, and I'm going to use them to continue basing my Tau army. That's why I buy
reduced
orc
to
for.
basing material.
Yeah, 100%. But the Space Marines, like everyone has intercessors. Everyone's used like Horus Heresy bits to like make them look like all the marks.
I've done that. Yeah.
Like, there's no need. Like the Storm Speeder exists, so the Land Speeder kind of is meh. It just looks like a toy version of the Storm Speeder. The Chaplain, sure. There's not really much going on for it, and everyone kind of feels that way. But I think it is just the fact that like it was pared down stuff, but there was originally more in there. But because value for money has gone down so far, they've just taken things out and they're going to sell them separately. Like, I think we're going to get bikers sold separately. The orc bikers existing tells me that they have this amount of points for each army, right? And orc bikers coming in later, not being in the box, tells me that they're selling the orc bikers separately, and Space Marines have something that was taken out from there as well.
Well, that would only be true if they're like push fit bikes, though, right?
They could be. You never know.
We'll find out. We will know if that is the case. It's interesting that you mentioned like taking stuff out and like cost and price down, because we're hearing rumors as well about the cost being like around about £180, which is the most expensive launch box ever.
That's only if
Hang
you
on.
buy from GW though, because like
but we go for like the base level.
Saturnine the same.
Saturnine's different. Saturnine's like a what
It's
do
not
they
push
call
fit,
it?
is it?
Sorry,
It's
I'm
like
talking
Like a
about
specialist game.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah.
about
Game, right?
launch
So
40k
yeah.
boxes.
Okay, that's
The
quite
40k
big. That's quite a
boxes
big
are always
initial
like
spend, isn't it?
160.
You know, a mum
Yeah.
going into the shop thinking I'm going to get little kid get into 40k, 180 quid please, plus paints, 250 quid please. You know what
I
I mean?
watched
That's
a really interesting short earlier today, actually, about like things people should buy if they want to get into the hobby. And I like actually buying the box game is probably the worst thing you can do if you're just starting out.
probably sprues the
Yeah.
Fide, right?
Just go and buy the starter paint box
Mm.
that's got a couple of dudes in, because you're going to be, if you want to do this hobby, you're going to be spending infinitely more time painting and building stuff than you are like playing, I think. So
Yeah, it's like the starter boxes are a huge initial purchase because
it's so
it doesn't come with
overwhelming.
paint.
Yeah.
It doesn't come with brushes. It doesn't come with glue. It's just a whole bunch of sprues and
and you
decals.
need clippers. You need
You need
mold line
everything.
stuff. Yeah, so it's
Upsell,
like
upsell 101.
I know, but
Yeah,
like
like-
£180. Then you need at least like just to paint one half of the kit. You're going to need like 12 paints. That's conservative. 12 paints.
Yep.
So that's
basing materials if you want.
That's about £30 for 12 paints. You need some brushes, which can be anything. Let's go for cheap ones like £6 each. You're going to need primer, of course.
Yeah.
Basing material, you can just use sand or whatever. But like, there's so much extra. You need it's like an extra £100 on top of it. Whereas,
and if GW sold that, if GW was like, here's the launch box, and it comes with you don't get rules in that launch box unless you buy like the special edition, right? So it's just a bunch of sprues.
Yeah.
You get sprues, you get rattle cans, you get paint, you get.
They used to do a box
rules.
like that. I swear they did. They used to do like a full like rattle can in the box.
But can you imagine how much that would cost now?
Oh yeah.
yes.
That's like
looking at like
300 quid, and it's
plus,
like, why? I'm not buying like fucking PlayStation's worth of minis for someone who doesn't even enjoy the hobby yet.
We did used to see like weird boxes like that. Do you remember when we got all the paints in one box? Do you know what I mean? I can't remember how much it was. Just like every single paint in a box.
Yeah.
Every brand does
like
that
500
now,
quid.
actually. Games Workshop don't do it anymore, but every other brand that like you can genuinely buy like here's the entire set
range.
Vallejo.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Vallejo has that like little briefcase.
Yeah,
right?
with the true metallics. Yeah.
And they also do the I'm
just never going to need metallic purple. Let's be honest.
You might do. One day you might.
One day you might, yeah. Because they used to do the chapter boxes too, where you could get like a whole Space Marine chapter in a box.
That'd be insane now. That'd be so expensive.
Yeah, honestly.
The thing is, Games Workshop never do discounts for their like. Remember they started putting together like, you can buy a squadron of 3 Lehman Russ tanks, for example, and the RRP was literally the price of a Lehman Russ tank times 3. There was no.
Yeah.
It didn't come in
Just
a special
pointless.
box either, by the way. It was just.
Yeah.
You don't have to click it 3 times. Here you go. Just click once, and there you go. And like, yeah, I definitely would like to see a better starter method than this, because there's got to be somewhere in between those little 20-something pound boxes with 12 paints in and a couple of models, and the Armageddon box with 100 dudes, no paints, no glue, nothing. I guess you
I feel
can't
like
put
Combat Patrol is like the closest thing they have now.
But again, you get
then
nothing.
Still, that's like 90 quid and nothing. Yeah,
and nothing. There's
not
no
even
modeling.
rules.
Yeah, there's no like modeling equipment. So it would be nice to have. I mean, if the rules were digital, we could get around that very easily. But alas,
you almost need like a program like they do with the schools, almost like a. You know, you buy your first set of models. If you get them, when you then get a discount on your first 5 paints, and if you paint up your set and then come back and show them in store, they give you another discount on your next set of tools or something, like a reason to come back in and engage with the stores, because obviously like that's key to like having footfall, right? No, it's definitely a blocker for people looking to get into it, but yeah, there's ways out there. Like honestly, if I was going to do it all again, I'd be on Vinted, I'd be on eBay, I'd be picking up like sprues out of multi-kits and really honing down.
The way this falls apart, I've got to stop you there. If you are getting into the hobby, you have no idea what you're looking for in the first place.
True.
Like, I'm gonna get 12 Infernus Marines. Oh, it's a squad of 10. I'm gonna get some Blade Guard. Oh, I've got 1 off eBay. Oh, I've got 5. Like, you kind of have to know like the rules at least. If
the
you're gonna,
version
like, be buying stuff.
of events that Morgan has described works perfectly for people that are like getting back into the hobby.
True.
My little brother who started doing like Warhammer when he was 6 or 7, maybe a bit older actually, but he like started getting into Warhammer when I was quite a bit older than him. Has got back into it recently, and he's gone and picked up a bunch of stuff off of eBay, like unbuilt stuff still on.
What's he got? What's he gone for?
Necrons. He likes Necrons.
Oh, dope, cool.
Yeah, so I've given him my Necron Codex. I actually bought him the that little box I was talking about, because it's got a lot of the stuff that he's going to need in anyway. And then bought him a bunch of other paints to like fill it out. And he's going to go on to. I gave him my Necron Codex because obviously I don't need it anymore. It's just for him to read. But yeah, he's jumped on eBay, and that's really useful for him. But he obviously knows like vaguely what's going on. For someone that's completely new, yeah, there definitely just needs to be more of a conveyor belt of introductory. And to be fair, in store the staff are great for that. Like they really are very, very good. Like my guy Ron at my local in Chelmsford is incredible. He's been there for God knows how long. I watch him indoctrinate hundreds of kids into the hobby. But in terms of products that like mums can get you or like your nan can get you for Christmas, there's not a lot really, is there?
Voucher me, bro. Voucher me.
Yeah.
Upsell that shit.
Yeah, that always works.
Yeah. Probably got Bryn, my little brother. He just got into it.
Give me
as
the
well.
Element Games voucher, and I'll be happy.
Well, back into it. And we just got him a voucher so he can buy his paints because he had to rebuy all of his paints again because they all dried. So I was just like, yep, fine. And then he's like sniffing around mine, like, oh, do you have any Chaos Black? I'm like, bro, I fucking need Chaos Black. Of course I need Chaos Black. Fuck off. Yeah.
Here's a link where you can get Chaos Black.
Yeah.
Warhammer.com.
Warhammer.com. Use my influence code. It's always like
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, it's all the paintbrushes as well. It's like, oh, can I nick that paintbrush? I was like, you do realise that paintbrush is 20 quid. Am I going to see that paintbrush back? No, I'm definitely not. It's going to be ruined. So no, have the plastic.
What do you mean
you
can't keep paint in the ferrule? It's fine. I'll just rinse it
don't
out.
Put it in don't put it in there. Don't put it in there. So what's a ferrule?
That's where I store it.
Yeah, bless him. He's Black Templars.
Paint in the ferrule is like the Ghostbusters crossing the streams. Like it's truly the end times. But yeah, it'd be nice if there was more stuff introductory for people to just click and buy, and it gave them more of it. I guess it's hard to package an aerosol can, and
I was going to say, yeah, you can't
kind of
ship
difficult.
aerosol.
No,
yeah,
you have to courier it. But like even no.
Do you know what I want to say that they keep forgetting to do that they need to do, which would honestly increase sales so much? They need to put a limited edition miniature for each side that you can't get outside of that box set in that box set, and then it would be people would buy it. Like, yeah, but I would jump in.
They are all limited edition miniatures that you can't get outside that box.
Yeah, to be fair, they are.
But they will come. They will they'll flow out at some point, right? They flow out into different kits, like.
Well, no, what they rebox them as combat patrols. Generally, is what happens. But
I mean, look at
all of them, right?
Who are the jump incursors? No, the jump pack, like plasma guys and like auto riding. They don't exist, so they're technically limited edition.
Well, yeah, they're different sculpts, right? Because they're push fit. But you can get those suppressors are the ones that you can't get at all. By the way,
suppressors, yeah.
But they put out what is almost the entirety of that Dark Imperium box in a Vanguard. I think it was like a Space Marine Vanguard.
Is it like one of the special Christmas boxes?
Yeah, it was. No, it was like a Combat Patrol starter box. Okay. They just took the sprues out and put them in there, and they did a very similar thing with stuff out of Indomitus, where you could get the sprues from Indomitus that had
Barnes and Noble,
the Blade Guard, the Eradicators, the Ancient, the Judicia, and a couple of other bits. You could get that again as like a kit. I think you can still buy it now, actually. Off
the you can. It's the Dawn of War. It's the Dawn of War kit.
Well, no, you could buy it on its own from Games Workshop before they even repackaged it as Dawn of War. Like it was available from them.
But those sprues, that sprue you're talking about, is like the best
Blade
sprue.
Guard. Yeah,
that is like the best sprue that they ever did. It's like I think that sprue is worth something like 90 quid. I think they were selling it for separately or something like that. Like. And then the box for Dawn of War is obviously cheaper. I think the box for Dawn of War is like 45, 50. But that sprue has so much value in it. That's the all-time greatest sprue. Real good. So I think we've covered we haven't really covered most of the orcs though. I mean, really, what's there to say? Like they've got new sculpts. The war track, the kind of buggy walking things, quite dope.
Old school, very cool. Yeah. Nostalgia.
I don't like the idea of orcs having walkers. I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
I think it's too intelligent for them. I think it should just be wheels. I think the walker thing is just too smart for them.
They have teleportation technology, so...
Yeah, and they have death dreads that also walk.
Yes.
Yeah, but not as much as something that's got 4 legs.
That's classic orky.
I just think...
It's classic orky, just make it bigger.
No, 4 legs is too much 4 leg, 2 legs.
Has it got 4 legs? I
legs
thought it has
bad.
2 legs. I thought it
Okay,
has 2
George
legs.
Orwell.
I thought it had 4 legs.
No,
I think it's got 2.
legs.
You're
It's like
thinking
a
of
chicken.
Cogforts.
Oh, in that case, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I rest my case.
What I
Point
really
shut
like,
down.
by the way, that they have done
By
with
myself.
the orcs, what I really, really like is they've fully embraced the lore of them getting physically bigger as they have higher stature, because the squad leaders are bigger, but not as big as the Nob and not as big as the big boss, and the war boss is fucking huge. He's like an Ogryn, basically. And I love that they've done that properly, because they kind of allude to it, don't they, in the sculpts? But like they've kind of almost standardized it in that box, and I'm down for that. I really like that a lot.
They didn't do a Nob squad, did they, in that box? Because that's like, I'd like to see a separate Nob squad, which would be cool. Also, the only thing that I will say on that scale thing is like all of the orcs are on little tiny tactical rocks, and that kind of pisses me off a little bit, because I think they should just make them the same size they should be without the tactical rocks. I think orcs should be scary for a space marine to like. Well, it's obviously space marine's not going to be scared, do you know what I mean? But it should be intimidating, and I think bigger models are always better. That's what I always think, anyway. So yeah, hopefully we'll see some like Sans tactical rock orc big boys, because it's like, you know what I mean? It's like orcs aren't like, even space marines are not created equal, right? Like even they're still, the genes are still based off whatever they were as a kid, because you have the guy
Gabriel
from
Seth is massive.
Yeah, he's huge, isn't he? So you could just have some real tonk orcs. You could have like the Thor of orcs, do you know what I mean? Or the Eddie Hearn of orcs, or is it Eddie Hearn?
Eddie
Hearn's
Hearn.
like 6'5", but
Who am I thinking of?
All Eddie Hearn does is do
Eddie
interviews
Hall.
and cocaine.
Eddie Hall, that's the one.
Eddie Hall,
not
the boxing promoter. I was like, Eddie Hearn's kind of tall.
I was
like he's not really a
He's
physical.
orc size.
I was like,
no,
he's not crazy.
the strongman dude.
Eddie Hall.
Yeah, we should get some just freakishly huge orcs. That would be cool. I'd also love to see some like, you know, like I don't know, like what are the surgeons called? Are they just called surgeons?
Pain boys.
Pain boys. Stuff
There
a
is
load of
one.
roids. Put a roids
Isn't
in a
there
orc
in
and just
the
have a...
in the box? That's a kind of cool sculpt as well. And there's the
because you said
grot
it's your
with the
mate who
saw.
sculpted that one, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Your mate sculpted that one, and then the thingy came later, didn't it?
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right. That was interesting as well to see how, like, you mentioned how long ago they were probably made, like 4 years ago. But the paint job on these, because I did find one of the guys that they always go, oh yeah, nice to be part of the team, and someone shared a picture of the pain boy that it was the pain boy that he painted for Heavy Metal, but he left Heavy Metal 2 years ago. Like he left in January at the start of 2025. So these were being painted for photography the end of 2024. So it's crazy, like the scope that they're working on, you know?
Very interesting. I wonder what else he worked on before. If, like, do you know what I mean? What is in the pipeline to come?
One of the guys from Siege's Paint Perspective, the old podcast, George Coleman, who's a lovely man, a very, very good painter. He joined the Heavy Metal team a couple of months ago as well. So like he would have started painting, and it's fascinating. Like these guys, they do because I follow loads of painters on Instagram, as we all do. And it's funny to see them, like they get the job at Heavy Metal and they go, yeah, here's my badge, I'm a part of the team, and then they just don't post for like 2 years.
Yeah.
But they're painting every day. They're going into work like eyes wide open, painting every day, and then 2 years later they can go, oh yeah, it's nice to be part of this. And I'm like, cool man, that's really awesome. And they were like, yeah, this is like the first thing I did as a trainee. Like,
question:
cool.
Have you speak to a lot of painters? What's your day to day? Like, do you just literally
Painting.
get up to the office, wash your pot out, straight in for 8 hours?
Yeah, they have to sit down and there's a lot of like, if you're part of the army team as well, normally there'll be 2, sometimes 3 people working on the same squad. So there's a lot of communication and planning for like making everything look exactly the same.
Yep.
So say, for example, that squad of 10 boys, that would have been painted by 2 people. But they want you to do it in a style so you can't tell that it was done by anyone different. There's loads of stuff when you go like this Space Marine here and then this guy, you can tell they're painted by different people because like the style's different, there's different levels of whatever. But yeah, ultimately they're kind of like trying to project manage it so everything looks like super coherent. But yeah, they're just in the mines, bro. Like they're just in the mines doing the detailed skill work. It's just, heavy metal painting must just be like working in a factory.
I could see why they're not posting for 2 years, bro. Could you imagine doing 8 hours of painting and then coming home and being like, oh, I'm going to start my own army now and do 8 hours of painting and then go to bed and do 8 hours of painting and then some more painting and it's just, and then the calendar just blurs. I can't imagine it being super fun. But then, I guess working for DW, discount must be sweet.
I think for a lot of people as well, it's like aspirational to be like we've all grown up looking at heavy metal and like it's a great title to have. But you obviously see people go there, stay there for a while. They either progress to like the design studio and start sculpting, or some of them branch out on their own and like do content creation and whatever. Like Dave at Infernal Brush, I think Natalie.
It's definitely a good badge to have on your CV,
Duncan
right?
Rhodes. Yeah, I mean, if you can say I work for GW. Like that's an immediate kind of point of interest in terms of like your profile and your brand online, right? Obviously, you've got to be good at what you do and interesting, but if people have seen you through that, even more so if they've actually seen you, like say for example, Louise at Rogue, like she was part of Warhammer TV. People have built up a relationship with watching her content already, so and off she goes and immediately bang, thousands of subscribers to a new channel. I guess it's kind of similar though with like what's that guy's name, Chaos Lord Beard, leaving Tabletop Tactics and he's going out on his own now, and like I think he's done 2 videos and he's already got 17,000 subs. So
damn come to us, subs, come to us.
Yeah, I think we need to be a bit more... the output needs to go up.
Yeah, come grace us.
Yeah, more than one video every 3 months. I think that
would but that
really
video that's coming...
algorithm.
That video that's coming next is a banger. That's our salute one. So, depending when this episode comes out or when it could be live, and that's a very cool video. So, yeah, happy with that. Lore around the box, like we spoke a little bit about it. We've got a lot of
even that's like a retread.
Back. Yeah,
it's just Armageddon.
Again. It's another war again, and it's like, I guess there's loads of scope for new things to happen. Like they're kind of putting more and more of these hints out that it's actually Ulanor and it's the Ork's home world. That's why they always keep going back there. But there's nothing like explicitly new that's going on. I don't know. I feel like it's just nostalgia mining. Which is the problem in the perpetual minute to midnight state that we're in the setting. You kind of have to retread because you can't move too far forward, as we saw with Dark Imperium and all the retcons with the timeline having to be wound back and stuff. But we'll find out.
I mean,
Garrick's
fingers
dead,
crossed we'll start.
Who knows?
If we get a new Primarch comeback, I mean, I feel like it's too soon.
I'm super against that.
I know you are, and I am on the same boat because it is.
But it makes GW cash money.
Yeah, but we haven't had enough of the story. We haven't enough of the story of what even happened to the line.
They're not making money. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, but Primarchs make a lot of money.
So does everything.
One model for like 80 quid.
Everything. So does everything.
Yeah, but Primarchs are an easy way to be like, it's the end of the quarter, print money.
Can I
bonuses?
Yeah,
can I share the story of the goose that laid the golden egg?
That's Sanguinius, right?
No. Because there's only so many Primarchs. Like, we'll run out. And they're not doing anything with the ones that they've got. Like, what the fuck's Lionel Johnson doing? Being creepy in the bushes.
Well, you just get upgraded versions, don't you? You just get Lionel Johnson now with helmet, or do you know what I mean?
There's always so many rumors about Rabute Gilliman getting a 2.0 model.
Bloody hope so. I don't like that
New
model.
armor.
Don't like that model.
No one does. It's
Right.
goofy.
Yeah.
So, don't count your geese before they hatch.
Yeah. I mean, how many Primarchs do we have? 12? Is it 12 Primarchs we have?
That we've had for what?
No, have.
40k.
Yeah, is it 12? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Are you talking about Primarchs that could potentially come back, or that we actually have?
Loyalist. I was thinking Loyalist, so. Rogel,
9.
12 Loyalist Primarchs.
Vulcan, we haven't had. Jagatar,
So Sanguinius and Ferrus are both dead. So we'll start there.
Nothing dies in this
Vulcan's
place.
not dead. Well, Ferrus had his head chopped off, and Sanguinius is dead.
Legion of the Damned.
Yeah,
could
well,
be coming.
Vulcan exploded.
But Vulcan in lore is a
perpetual.
perpetual. So
A
we know
perpetual,
that,
true.
right?
Yeah.
So we've got Vulcan, Jagatai Khan, Leman Russ.
And Vulcan
Corvus
was
Corax.
last seen on Armageddon.
He
So
was indeed.
Hmm.
Right, so we've got Corvus Corax. We've got Rogel Dawn, who potentially isn't dead. They only found his hand. Right. We've already got Gulliman, and we've already got Johnson.
Calgar.
So that's
Calgar.
it, right? That's 7 and 2 are dead. So yeah, that's it, 9. Yeah.
So they've got a good 10 years out of this. It would be in like 2045 or something. All the Primarchs will be back. If they bring out like one, what was the gap between? I can't remember the gap between
I feel like they do like one an edition.
Gilliman and
Maybe it's just more than one an edition, isn't it? Because
it's more than one edition. Yeah.
It's like
it's like one.
I want to say one at the start and then one at the end. Yeah.
One every 5 years. Was it shorter than
I mean,
that?
the way it works out is it's like chaos, loyal, chaos.
So we drew a loyal
we
one
kind
now.
of have all. Yeah.
See,
yeah,
I'm fine with them bringing Chaos Primarchs back as much as possible, because with storytelling you can cycle through your antagonists, right?
And they can canonically die
Angron can
and come
lose, and he can run off back to the warp and lick his wounds and come back in 10 years or whatever. He doesn't have to be in the story all the time. But
I mean, there's no Chaos Primarch that isn't like demon infused, right? Apart from Kurz, but he's long dead. So
they all look a bit different, right? When they come back, which is cool.
Yeah, you could just have them all die all the time.
Perturbo.
Or even if they don't die, they can still get defeated and then just piss off. They don't have to be prominently in the storyline. Whereas if you've got a character as big and as important as Rabute Gilliman, he kind of has to be at the forefront of whatever the fuck's going on in the Imperium. He's kind of like the de facto leader of the Imperium at the moment.
Yeah.
Then you've got Lionel Johnson, who is an example of
the dark
what's
horse.
wrong with this, because what the fuck's he doing?
It's like two kings, isn't it? Two emperors, basically.
Yeah, but
we don't know the story.
One of them's ever present, and the other one's like creeping around in the shadows, not really part of as much of the storyline. Then you bring a third. We're going to bring Vulcan back. We're going to bring Jagatai Khan back. Is it Corvus Corax who's hunting Lorgar? Like all of these guys, it just clutters up the space, and we don't have the story progression to kind of give them any room to exist and be utilized. They're just timeline wise. Yeah.
Timeline wise, we're like what, the 42nd millennium. So it's been 40,000 years with no Primarchs around, and then suddenly within about 2 years, everyone's coming back. What happened? What happened? It would have been cool if there was like 1,000 years of Rabute. Yeah, it's suddenly timeline wise, it's such a small amount of time where they're just exploding all over the fucking place. It's like, what happened? There's no explanation for this giant group of guys coming back.
I always love when you say that as well. It's like it's a small amount of time, and then you read the books. It's like, 500 years have passed, and it's like they got to the next world. And I'm like, what are they doing? Like Space Marines just chilling out, sleeping for 500 years, man. Yeah. No, it's. Do you know what I think as well? I think listening to you say that made me think we just don't have the bandwidth of content to be able to do that in a year's time. That's why they
Yeah,
keep
exactly.
doing these little blog post articles, which are just, they don't, these things need their own books or their own like campaigns or their own like massive like stories to go with them, and we just end up getting little excerpts at the bottom of an article or something like that, because Lionel Johnson got one book and it literally set him up to meet Rabute, and we're all waiting for that meeting to happen, and it's like, brother, I haven't seen you for millions of years or whatever it is, what's good? Like, that's literally it. So yeah, story's hard.
They're just kind of fumbling it, like in that Armageddon book where it's like, oh,
have you read
actually,
the book?
I'm
have you
going...
read the book?
No.
Do you have an early copy
No one
that you haven't
has.
told us about? Yes.
No.
Yeah.
But like, what is it? I want to say like Rabute's like, oh yeah, brother, I'm coming. I'd come to see you, but Armageddon's kicking off, and it's like, so they were going to meet, and then Rabute's like, I've got to actually go now, and it's like, what the fuck is the point?
It's like, we're not ready to tell this story yet.
Yeah, it's like, bro, just.
It's like, that is so funny to me as well. That's just like, you imagine like being like, everyone's hyped for this story, and they're like, yeah, we've got to tell this story. Oh, Bob, I haven't come up with the story. Shit, fuck it. Throw Armageddon in. We're sending them to Armageddon. Pause.
Yeah.
Give us 2 years to come up with something. We'll come back.
just give us something, man. I need to write a story about two guys talking.
Well, they're in the same position with like the Beckwin series with like Constantine Valdor meant to be coming back.
The King in Yellow stuff.
Yeah, so like,
oh, that's big. Isn't it?
We're not. Dan Abnett, isn't he writing Pandemonium? We don't know what's going on. Is it being put on hold because of like all the Amazon stuff and the expanded universe and all the media?
But then there's rumors that the King in Yellow is actually Dawn, and he's been like building this massive army to defeat everyone, and it's like, surely that story's never going to be written until the rest of this shit is sorted out, and then you could be like, oh, here's Rogel Dawn. But then it's like, if you don't have a sculpt ready in time, do you release that story? No. Like, Rogel Dawn's never coming back, and the Beckwin book's never coming out, and like, because it's like, they just keep fumbling all of the lore and miniatures and release schedule, that it's like, what's the point? What's the point of having lore if you can't like support it?
At least, you know what? At least it's not so bad. I was gonna say, at least it's not so bad. It's like, imagine being in the hobby like Logan has, and like, I think maybe that 2000 into like 2020 period where just like nothing happens for 20 years. Do you know what I mean? It's just like mini campaigns here and there. But that's more lore accurate. That is more lore accurate to what we have now. What we have now is a bunch of like people trying to make it Marvel, when realistically it is a dead setting where the whole universe is on the edge of collapse, and nothing ever happens because everyone's so useless and it's just war. Whereas now it's like, oh, we need stories, we need to humanize everything, and it's like, no, nothing's happening. It takes 1,000 years to go anywhere, and everyone's just dead. You can't sell that to investors. You can't sell that to investors.
That is not adding shareholder value, is it?
Yeah, you got to come up with like, what's the?
I think there's a good middle ground, right? There's a good middle ground, as with anything. I think generally in the world for the last decade, we have battled with IPs that were created in the 70s and 80s and earlier for some of these Marvel properties and DC, and how well loved they are, and them being acquired or being driven by corporate forces to optimize their revenue generation, but also managing the expectations and the hopes and dreams of a bunch of neurodivergent fanboys who don't take well to change and also don't take well to things staying the same. And it's got to be very difficult, right, to get it right, because we've seen Star Wars, we've seen like the MCU, we've seen just the entire comic book industry, by the way, like video game series.
Marnius Calgar's a Marvel character. I totally forgot. He's everywhere.
I've got that.
He's fucking everywhere.
Where they revealed that he's not even actually Marnius Calgar.
Yeah,
he's
that was mad.
Darnius Galgar.
Yeah.
He's just a farm boy.
But yeah, man, I think it's obviously difficult to find a happy middle ground. Like at least Games Workshop are very hands on, and they're like, we want to do it our way, and that's that. I don't feel like Games Workshop have become like mad cynical with their output.
No, I don't think Games Workshop becomes cynical. I just think they're stuck in their own issue, which is like their stories and all of their stuff is driven by models, and the models take a long time to produce and land in the stores. Do you know what I mean? So like they probably want to go tell stories and go faster with stuff, but then they like, oh, we've still got a 2-year deadlock that we designed.
Yeah, I guess it's really hard as
I mean?
well to do that with like book writing, which also takes a long time. So,
could you imagine trying to match it all up?
We've got to sync up because they couldn't even sync up the Space Marine 2 release.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah.
That was absolutely awful.
Yeah, I guess it is very difficult, and of course, doing all that, you've got people creating minis, you've got people writing novels, you've got to tie it into other stuff, and also not have your shit spoiled and leaked, which is another matter entirely.
Valrak!
Yeah, but listen, Valrak doesn't really leak stuff that's not like already loaded up, ready to be fired down the gun. Do you know what I mean?
He's just a mouthpiece.
He's like, this is coming out in 2 months' time. Okay, well that means it was made 2 years ago, bro. Like your leaks are not super. Oh yeah, I've been talking about this happening for a long. Okay, cool. Yes, you have been talking about Vulcan and Korax and Dawn and Jagatai Khan and Lehman Russ all coming back. Yes, you have. Eventually, you'll be right about one of them. But like generally, I'll watch Valrak content to see what's coming out in 2 months' time before it gets announced. That's what I see there. But this stuff we're talking about 3 years, 2 years in advance, book writing, mini design. Very difficult to sync that all up and then like make it hit and also capitalize on what the market's like, what people want. Like if you're making stuff for 3 years in the future, people like everything could be different. It's really hard, and they have to have a functioning game system around it as well. So much.
True. Yeah. 11th edition predictions. What you think? What's going to be the big? Because I'm going to say it, and I'm going to cut everyone. I'm going to go Grey Knights. Grey Knights are going to be. That's what's going to be the one this year.
That's the mildest, coldest take I've ever heard.
Is that bad?
That is a moulding take.
I don't need it to be. I just know it's coming. I know it's going to make them so much money, and this will be the year it comes.
That is one step below. There's going to be new Space Marines.
Yeah. Grey Knights are Space Marines. Like it's literally like saying like there'll be an intercessor released at some point.
Their entire model range is scaled for 15 years ago. Of course, they're all like you're going to get new all sorts, and they've got loads of scope for new units. It's going to be very exciting. There's loads of stuff that truly needs to be rescaled, right? There's loads of stuff. We've got like mega knobs for orcs. We've got obviously crisis suits are at the front of the line for getting rescaled.
Potentially happening this year.
Yeah, I think Tau will get like a big mech update. Go full Gundam.
They've rescaled Custodes based on the Heresy stuff that's released recently, and they look super cool, barring a few details. They've got models that need updating, like the
Dark Eldar still waiting for their entire range refresh.
Coven stuff. Yeah. There's loads that needs redoing, and at the same time they're making cool new stuff like Votan and the Chaos Legions. You know, we could probably see the Thousand Suns range updated. I think a lot of that stuff's
or
quite
just
old now.
Added units because most of it's just demons, right?
Well, it's tough, right? Because they're either rubrics, Terminators.
There's only 2 unit types really,
and that's about it.
Yeah.
You know,
even if they did like specialist cultists or something, like
well, they've got the Zangors, right? That's kind of their thing for that. I guess they could have more constructs, more demonic magical engines. That kind of thing.
I don't think Dark Elder will come back this year.
I think they are.
And
I mean, it might not be this year, but it'll definitely be.
I don't think they sell as well.
Didn't they just do Lilith Hespeраx?
But I don't think the range. I don't think the range sells. I don't think the market's there for it. Grey
Bro,
Knights, that
yeah,
is your money printer. That is like,
Bro.
Nah,
yo.
there's so many people who have dark. Oh my god, I'm doing as well.
Gotcha,
Dark
I
Eldar.
gotcha.
Drukari. Let's use the official terms, please,
Drukari.
gentlemen.
Drukari.
The Dark
Sorry,
Kin.
I'm 35 years old. Like, it's one of those things, right, where GW doesn't support something, so it doesn't sell. So they don't support it, so it doesn't sell. And it
That
does
was the
that for
argument
like
for
25
Sisters
years.
for ages, right? Like, Sisters, they
Yeah.
don't sell. Yeah, because their entire army's made of metal. It costs £6 million to get them. Of course they don't sell. Oh, actually, we'll redo them in plastic. Sold shitloads.
Yeah, and there's
Stop
some
making-
I
of
need
the
to
most
get out to
popular
more of
armies.
these tournaments, man, because I never meet any of these people that run these other armies. If I go down to Games Workshop or talk to anyone, it's like, oh, what Space Marine chapter are you doing? I never hear of anyone doing
Bro,
anything
because
else.
you're in a Games Workshop, you're in a Warhammer store, that's the lowest hanging fruit you could possibly get.
Even friends who picked up is like, yep, doing Ultramarines. I'm like, yeah, well done. Do you know what I mean?
That's
No,
your
I
Yes, because
never
they're the most popular army in all of Warhammer. What do you expect people to collect? Fucking
To be okay, Morgan. Let me do this right now. I'm gonna do this right now. Okay.
Do it,
I'm
do
gonna
it.
go on statcheck.com. Right, which is the
I'm gonna
competitive.
crash out. I'm gonna crash out.
It's the competitive.
Where do people collect Space Marines?
Right. Stat check 40k.
I'm here for full crashes. That's what I'm here to do.
Stat check 40k. All right. Cool.
What's it say?
Metadata dashboard. 10th edition metadata dashboard. Usage. I don't care about. Let me just do the whole of this year. All right. Do you know what? I'm going to do the entirety of this edition. How about that? Okay. All right. So.
No one played this edition.
Come on, hit us with those cold hard facts.
Three.
God,
The player population of just Space Marines, and this is not including divergent chapters, so this is only your vanilla book Space Marines, is 7% of the entirety of everybody that plays tournament play. Then you've got
The fuck?
but add to that, you've got 2% for Black Templars, so we're at 9%. 2% for Space Wolves, so we're at 11%. Blood Angels is 4%, so we're at 15%. Dark Angels is 4%, so we're at 19%. Death Watch is 1%. Okay, so 1 in 5 people that go to tournaments play a loyalist Space Marine army. Yeah?
Yep.
So what's Sisters of Battle then?
Sisters of Battle is... Where are they? 3%.
3%.
Yeah. 6% is Necrons, which I think is the next highest.
Elder's
Then
high,
there's-
right?
Eldar is 5%.
5%, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Where's
And
Tau
then-
at?
Tau is 4%,
Off the-
so pretty
4%.
high.
But to be fair, but then if you think like the percent of people who play tournaments in the hobby
Yeah.
compared to the overall hobby, what's
Yeah.
that like 10%?
Yeah, probably. It's, I'm
Tiny.
just letting you know that
Tiny.
there are people
Yeah.
that play other things.
Oh, of
And
course.
the other thing you have to remember is most people that play competitive own multiple armies.
True.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
True.
so they're like the best way to do competitive is like collect 3 armies and
What's your white
you'll-
army there? What's that white army
Where?
in the back?
That's
up by the light?
unpainted.
Oh, that's my Ashen Warden.
Oh, okay. I was going to say they look huge, mate. I didn't realise how close you were to the
Yeah.
storage thing.
Yeah, that's
I
my
was like,
that's
they
my
look,
work
they look
in
like
progress.
race guards.
Ashen Wardens, and then the finished ones on the top shelf.
Nice.
Um,
Excellent. You need to
but
get
yeah,
some LED lights in that.
I like playing Space Marines because I can just pivot and play the different chapters, so it gives me a lot of room to play competitive play. But a lot of people will be like, right, I play Sisters of Battle and Eldar and Thousand Suns, or I play Tau and Space Marines and Custodes, and they'll have those 3 armies on the go. And
Town Grey
depending
Knights,
on,
boy.
yeah, or whatever, like Grey Knights is a really good example because their rules are super boring. They haven't got like a high power level, and they haven't got a lot of build diversity. So a lot of people just have stopped using Grey Knights because they're not rewarding to play, either in results or in like being mechanically interesting to use in game. So they'll go and play something else. They don't just not play because I'm only a Grey Knight. Some people obviously are only Grey Knight players, but that's something that's good to do. Just build up your collection, and unless you want to play Space Marines and jump on board the Space Marine. We call it the Space Marine subscription service because every 3 months the units you need to use change anyway. So you better just get painting up your subscription.
Do you know what we need to finish on, by the way?
Well, before we get to that, I would like to talk about something else that's quite interesting as a development. That's just
I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. Go on. Go.
The pre-painted terrain.
Yes, but you know why that's interesting? Because what else could be pre-painted?
Exactly, it's like a lead
into. They're not going to pre-paint models.
I think they will.
People were saying they are.
No, I think they will.
No, like their paint.
It's the biggest blocker for people being able to play games is painting the miniatures.
Okay, maybe I could see an argument for the. No, I've just talked myself out of it because you could maybe do like a start playing thing where the models are pre-painted or whatever, maybe even assembled. But the one thing that's telling me that they're not going to pre-paint models, especially like if you buy a fucking Dreadnought or something, is the paint is literally zero cost to make and infinite money. Like a good chunk of GW's business is just flogging paint. It's not even the best paint on the market.
Another great piece of their
expensive.
business is as well selling books.
What?
Do you think they're going to sell paper rules forever?
Probably at this rate, yeah. They shouldn't do, but they will.
Yep. Okay.
Like also, it's whatever makes the money at the end of the day.
Also, the fact that they can sell potentially UV pre-painted miniatures to people at a premium price rather than selling them 50 quid's worth of paints. Because you got to remember, a kit's £40.
Yeah. You know where you'll see this? I reckon you'll see this in Toys R Us. Like your independent toy shops.
Barnes and Noble.
I
don't think you will. I'll tell you for why.
You don't think?
Because it needs to be priced at a point that is for people to get out of convenience, not to buy their 6-year-olds so they can have Space Marines to play with.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking for like someone to walk into like a store and be able to buy like a pre-painted figure, like a Joy Toy. Like where do Joy Toys get stocked? That's kind of where I would see.
So Joy Toys are, again, really expensive. It's like 50. They're like 50 quid.
Yep, for one,
which is quite a lot of money. Now, if they sold minis that were painted like that, that's better than the majority of stuff I see people take to tournaments. And a lot of people, they just want to play the game. Like they look at it like chess. They just want to play it, or they look at it like a video game. Yeah. They just want to play it. So if you said you could buy this multi-part kit and do all the fun modelling hobby style yourself for £35, or for £70, here's a simplified version that doesn't have any of the customization, and it's these dudes in a display pack. I think they would sell a lot.
I just don't see it. I don't see it.
I think would be an interesting.
I think it's inevitable.
I think an interesting conversation
especially
would be
with 3D printing.
Store space.
It's inevitable. Yeah.
And how do you visually merchandise that to the client in the store?
Yeah.
And I was thinking of an idea then. Would they just end up like how fixed the paint that goes on this stuff? Would they just end up having everything basically pre-painted, and then you just buy the primer and spray over it, and it doesn't affect details? Do you know what I mean? Like something like that. Like
I could maybe see that. I could maybe see it's like It's UV printed. The one thing that tells me that there is a problem with this process, or it's not worth it, is because Bandai don't do it. And Bandai have the best fucking like injection, like plastic in the business in the world.
Yeah.
But
And
what
like
Bandai
Bandai
not
are
doing
not.
Gundam?
They're not doing it on anything. That Gundam,
but
Kotobukiya don't do it.
Gundam don't need it though, because they're
Tamiya
already
don't
coloured.
do it.
They're already coloured
No,
though,
they're
and
not.
ready to go.
No, they're coloured, but they're not printed.
Yeah, but they don't need to be,
could have
do they?
been. GW could have been colouring.
I understand what
sprues
Morgan's saying.
This whole time.
I understand what Morgan's saying. That the necessity of doing it for Gundam kits isn't there because there is no organic material that requires anything other than block color. Whereas
No, but even think about like, oh wait, no, actually, fuck it. I was gonna say like even like the Gundam girls or whatever, like you know, like Bandai do model kits of like humanoid things as well.
They're literally
but they do have
pre-coloured,
like faces.
Yeah.
No, but
Plastic
like
colour.
not all of it is.
okay,
So it's pre-colored plastic.
yeah,
But only some things have things printed on them, like a face, or like I don't know.
well, they still
print,
use
like-
decals quite heavily as well, don't they? Like stickers and stuff. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Bandai uses decals over UV printing, and I think UV printing maybe it makes the plastic really brittle. Maybe it like I don't know removes details from the actual plastic if you were to paint over it.
I think the
I
other
would
thing
have-
as well with Gundam that makes it not entirely analogous is that they need to be the posable action figures when they're built, whereas Warhammer figures are literally
Statues.
place markers, right?
Yeah.
They don't ever need to move really at all.
Yeah.
Like they have no need to. Whereas if you did pre-paint on Gundams and you started moving them around, like they'd look shit, you know. It's interesting because they obviously it's possible because you're holding a pre-painted Joy Toy there and it looks like fine. As I said, it looks
And
better
Joy
than
Toy
most.
do mechs too. They do like a mech range, which is interesting. But yeah, I think
Yeah, but these aren't UV printed.
I
things.
know,
This
but
is like actual,
maybe
like,
it's
paint.
not UV printing. Maybe that's not the answer because UV
I reckon
printing I
they've
think
tested
works
it.
on flat surfaces generally and whatever. But I think
I
we
reckon
will
they've
see in the
tested
future.
it and they've all used on
Yeah,
like.
but I think in the future we'll get there. If they're willing to do it for terrain, yeah, I think it shows a willingness to because let me say this, right? How much paint do you need to sell somebody to do a set of ruins? It's more than you need to paint a dude like this, right? You need a lot of paint to cover
spray and dry brush.
But
yeah.
I would argue, right? This is my argument that why they've only done it for terrain is because no one actually gives a shit about terrain. However, GW want it to be like a competitive esport kind of thing. So therefore, you need terrain. And GW wants you to buy their terrain.
Okay.
So they print their own terrain. They have it painted. They could sell it to tournaments and force them to use their terrain. So they don't have to have like MDF things.
Yep.
They're forcing this on people for the game to be competitive. They haven't done this with Horus Heresy because they know people like are willing to paint their thing because it's more of like a hobby game, not a competitive game. That's why I think they'll do terrain pre-printed but not models.
The same thing does apply though for people that just want to get models on the table really quickly.
Yeah, but I just don't.
Yeah, wait.
see...
I'm going to input in this, right? You're right on that. GW doesn't give a shit about terrain, which is why they've tested it out on terrain.
No, it's not GW doesn't give a shit about terrain. It's players don't. Players will use Coke cans. They will use
True,
condom
but can you
wrappers.
imagine
They will use anything without
Actually,
spending
can I
150
interject?
quid on
Can
terrain.
I interject there?
Interject.
There's an interesting convergence of people that don't care how terrain works at all, but they want it to look nice, and people that really, really care how terrain works functionally, but don't care how it looks. And I think UV printing gives you a good enough look for
That's what I'm
terrain,
saying.
such that people can pay for the convenience. I will say that I can extrapolate that it looks good enough to people that just want to play the game. There are growing numbers of people that want to just play the game. They don't want to sit down for 10 hours painting a unit. They would happily give you their money for a good enough look, because I see what tournament armies look like, and many of them don't look like they've had 10 minutes on them.
True,
right?
But the fact that you have to have them painted to get 10 points, that kind of fucks over someone who's painted them when someone could just this is technically pay to win.
I can do that anyway, because I can commission somebody to paint my army for me. I can be Manny Chima, who owns Glasshammer, and get my employees to paint up 3 units of the new hot shit in 2 days so I can take it to the GT this weekend. Yeah. That is a scenario that happens.
Also, Gundam isn't a game that you actually need the miniatures for. It's more of an art form, right? So
Gundam Assemble exists!
Now it is.
Gundam Assemble exists.
They're this though, aren't they now?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's
no one's going to play it, but it does exist.
You know what I mean?
I thought you were going to start a sideshow of Gundam Assemble.
Yeah, and it's going to be me.
He's got a busy life.
Just talking to no one. And
didn't they drop
your breakout opportunity? What about utilising all of your new Gundam networks?
I'm going to have a fucking crash out about Bandai and Gundam, right? Because they released a card game no one gives a fucking shit about.
Nothing comes out.
The card game, they sold it to people like me because they had special editions of the card game, like the TCG, but it came with Gundam Assemble miniatures. So I have about 2,000 cards now of a game that nobody plays because they stopped supporting it. Because all I wanted was the fucking miniatures, and the miniatures don't release until June, I think. Like, the game isn't out until June, and now everyone's got these miniatures. They've stopped caring about it. They've all got cards, and nobody plays the card game, and no one plays the miniature game. Make it make sense, Bandai.
But you've all spent money on it.
I spent so much money on it!
More for you. Should have bought some Defilers.
So
I should have done. I should have bought Marnius Calgar instead.
Do you know what? Sorry. By the way, we were talking about legends in units that aren't old. They legends Marnius Calgar in Gravis armor. Get the fuck out of here. What a great kit the Defiler is, by the way. Fucking hell, incredible. That is such a success
haven't seen
story.
it in person yet.
They made a kit, that applies to 5 different factions. So it sold out like that. People are paying like $300 for them.
It's crazy.
Because they can't get hold of them. Tournament players.
Stupid.
Right?
Are they that good?
The rules are cracked, bro. We'll put it in the edit.
Oh, a new thing released by GW that's super expensive happens to be really good in tournaments.
No.
Wow!
Fake news. That doesn't happen. They don't have that level of control. Do you know how much stuff they put out that's utter dog shit?
All I know about is Twin Lance and the Defiler, and they're like, "Oh, they're the best things in the game, actually."
And Yarrick was like,
"Oh, was Yarrick really good?
Fucking
was he?
war crime." Yeah, he was.
Oh, in the 500 Worlds,
war crime.
were they also really good?
Not
wow.
No, but Victrix were. But you know what? The list of things that came out that are crap is actually much longer. It's funny. Like we see this and like new things come out. Huron's Marauders were incredibly good as well, but like the Corsairs are crap. The Corsairs are crap.
They come in the same box, so you got to buy one or get the other.
A bunch
you're buying.
He had his really Huron's guys had their own box. Like that was their little box. All of those guys. The Corsairs were not great. They're okay. They've got Infiltrate. They're all right. But they put out a lot of stuff that's bad. A lot of stuff that's bad. So they're not good enough to do that. I wish they had the rules writing expertise and balance control to do that, because the game would be sense if they had that ability. Also, if they wrote rules to sell minis, they'd have stock of the minis. Yeah, they'd have the stock, right? But yeah, Defilers are such a huge success story. They're incredibly good for all 5 factions. It's an unbelievable miniature kit. What an incredible sculpt it is.
It's dope.
I think they've just been like knocking it out of the park on so many of these things recently. They're doing incredibly. But it was just funny to just remember that Marnius Calgar has actually been Legends in the last year. After they said you could still use both of them, by the way. In the announce, they said you could still use the old one.
A lot of people
and then
prefer
3
the
months
original
later, he
sculpt
got
as well.
cut out.
Hey, you still technically can use them. You can
You
still
can't,
technically use a Great
actually.
Narlock. It's Legends, but you can
wait,
still
what?
use them.
The Great Narlock. Where on earth did you come from that?
It's up his mind.
It's in
Just
Legends.
a big chicken
It's in
burger.
Legends.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
Yeah.
The
Have
fact
you
that
not
yes-
seen my army? There's 2,000 points of Great Narlocks.
I showed you
talking
my
of
Great
armies-
Narlock. Please respond.
Please
Talking of our-
respond.
Talking of armies, boys, let me bring
Is
you
that
back
how
round.
is that how the DM started? It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Just sending him like demon alien chickens. Like, check it out. I showed you my spines.
Where are you in the challenge, Lawrence?
Bro. Bro. I don't even know where I have been living life this past, what,
Can you-
5
can you
months.
speed-
I
can
am
you
not-
You
speed
got to
something?
speed run it, bro. You got nothing but time.
Because I've got a semi. we got to finish at junior. I've got a semi-speed.
You've
run
got a
mine from there.
semi?
That,
Please respond.
Please
I've got a
respond.
semi, please respond. Bro, honestly.
I can
so-
guarantee without any doubt in my mind that I'm further ahead than all of you.
Of course you are.
I think you are
I've-
first, but
I've
I'm definitely
moved
second.
Yeah.
I've moved house twice.
Yeah.
I've lost a job.
Excuses.
You two have just been holed up, freelancing with all the
Yeah.
time in the world on your hands. Like, what are you talking about? You should be done by now. This looks worse on you than me.
Well, no, because I'm still painting my World Eaters. I've got a tournament in 2 weeks, lads.
That's on you.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
You remember the bet? If you lose, you have to buy everyone an army box. Remember that bet?
With what money?
Sell your Norlock.
No.
Yeah.
All
Sell
I
all of
have
them.
left is my Great Narlock.
Oh, jokes.
Yeah, so I am going to be going to Games Expo in Birmingham. I will be taking part in the Warhammer Open, the Games Workshop Warhammer Open in Birmingham, which will be like the last big GW event for this edition. And then it's full
Send
steam
off.
ahead on 11th. I'm going to be trying to be more active. I've been building up my network. And yeah, lots of event reports, hopefully, from me. If I can
Fantastic.
Yes.
be allowed out of the
Fantastic.
house.
Fantastic. Right. Well, next episode, to get it in the diary, what are we going to talk
Yeah,
about?
boy.
We'll come up with
I
something.
don't know. We haven't even finished this episode yet. You fucking.
We can talk about that
baboon.
after this edit's done. Jesus Christ. We'll talk about that after we confirm that your recording works. How about that?
Yeah.
True. Yeah, that was my bad last time. I took the L there. We did a whole episode and then we realised my mic wasn't working. So
I looked through the footage, right, and we filmed about 20 episodes, and we are releasing episode 12.
Shit,
That's how
man.
many times.
We are professional
You
content
have
creators.
torpedoed us.
Woo!
do you know what though? I will say
Incredible.
this for an online podcast. We do like most of these people doing it in person. Do you know what I mean? We managed to make it work. So
Exactly. It's all about
and
the vibes.
and
lads. That's what
as
it's
the
mainly
people
about.
that came to us at Salute, people do listen. People do listen. So that is a
They're my
positive.
friends, but yes, they do.
They're your friends, and,
Yeah.
and some of mine too. But yeah, they do listen. So yeah, thank you for listening. Hopefully, it's the sultry tones of our voice keep you
Dulcet.
engaged in the hobby. Yeah, dulcet.
And me just fucking crashing out. This has been a big crash
Crashing
out
out.
episode for me.
Yeah, no, sick. Well, look, I've got an afternoon free, so I'm going to be clipping and painting. So
Nice.
let me get on with that.
You won't have to do that anymore.
Why?
When everything's
Oh, yes.
pre-painted and UV
Yeah,
printed,
True.
maybe
And
they'll make it
gonna
like
be, you know they're going to be
Van
blue.
Dyke.
You know they're going to be blue to begin with. It's just going to be
Yeah.
ultramarines all the way, baby.
Right,
other
real
colour.
quick before we wrap up, I have a theory came to me. I think also they're doing terrain as a test run because it's all flat. You can pack terrain into a sprue or a runner all flat and just have them snap up later, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
How the fuck do you UV print a Space Marine leg that's a cylinder? You can't.
technology.
It'll come at some point, man. They'll change the sprues, or like it'll go to vehicles next or something.
Bro,
Do you know what I mean?
technology will find a
Vehicles, yes.
solution. Technology will be solved. I'm telling you that now.
Well, first, the GW would have to make a vehicle that doesn't have gaps everywhere when you.
You know
build
they
it
can
before they
3D.
print
You know
it.
they can 3D print in color now as
Bro.
well, and it looks pretty fucking good.
GW doesn't. GW's never gonna fucking learn how to print anything.
Oh god, what's going on? Put it away, Logan. It's not time.
It's not worth it.
There's no gaps on this, mate. This beautiful Deimos pattern rhino. No gaps.
Oh, that's
much filler's
so
in there?
lovely.
Gorgeous. All that sexy man.
Yeah, bro. Try building a devilfish and then come back to me.
Oh.
Logan, that is so nice. Like, I'm sorry, I have to say that it's a great paint job, mate.
Oh.
I'm sorry. That's a great paint job.
I'm sorry. Do you know what that is?
I'm sorry.
Logan, do you walk past that cabinet at night and stop and then look at that model as you walk past it? Because
It's definitely the nicest thing that's finished in my cabinet, yeah.
that's what I would be doing. I love a little stroll past me. Oh, I did that.
Yeah, I'm very pleased.
I know
I
you
did that
told me
2 years ago.
And then I watched you do it.
Yeah.
Just walk past like.
I see you over there. I'll see you over there.
I see you.
Didn't think I could paint like you, but it happens. It happened.
Let's wrap up before I crash out again.
Yeah, let's wrap up. Wait, what's we got? What we got? What's been so? Oh yes.
Bear in mind, this is an audio podcast as well.
What we are seeing here is
Come
a
watch us on
naked
YouTube.
human with
no torso
with
and no
a
head,
nat-
just floating arms and
Yeah,
genitalia.
legs.
we paint in sub-assemblies. We have professionals out here.
Yeah,
you know what?
Well,
But yeah.
I'm not doing
pleased with
that
that.
for this army. I am not doing that. I'm just going to spray and pay. Spray and pay. I'm going to
Said
oil
I'm not
wash
going to be
as well.
last. I'm not going to
Yeah.
be last.
I'm not going to be last. I can't. I have
Well,
to.
that's it from us.
Peace.
Hopefully, it won't be another 18 months before the next episode. See you next time on Engage on All Fronts.
Adios.
Peace.
See ya.